Hi, turning to the Extremism as we explore below topics and more. Chicago Mayor seeks to retain key policing powers in civilian oversight plan. Fauci says it would have been a dereliction of our duty not to work with China on coronavirus research. Georgia government Kemp bans state agencies from requiring COVID-19 vaccine passports. Biden defense lifting sanctions against key pipeline for Russian gas. 30 Republicans urge Pentagon chief to fight back against left-wing extremism in U.S. military. Welcome back to the Extremism. I'm your host Katherine Dang. We will be posting exclusive episodes daily you can only find in the Extremism. So we invite you to like and subscribe. And let's start today by talking about Chicago Mayor seeks to retain key policing powers in civilian oversight plan. Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot on Monday unveiled her version of a civilian police oversight plan that allows her to retain the key powers of picking the police chief, negotiating contracts with police unions, and deciding on police policy disputes. For about 4 years, mayors in Chicago have been pressured by activist groups to give key policing powers to elected civilians. Lightfoot herself was once such an advocate, having chaired the Police Accountability Task Force under former Mayor Ron Emanuel. But her stance on the issues took a sharp turn since she became mayor 2 years ago. Her talks with activist groups have broken down numerous times. Amid a new push by activists, she made it clear yet again that she is not giving those powers away. Lightfoot said at the Monday press conference about why she must pick the police chief.
Public safety, I think, is one of the most critical responsibilities of any mayor, me and anybody who will come from me. Because the buck stops with me, I will ultimately, as mayor and any other subsequent mayor, be making that decision.
And the second news we're going to discuss about. Fauci says it would have been a dereliction of our duty not to work with China on coronavirus research. Infectious diseases expert Dr. Anthony Fauci on Tuesday defended the flow of funds from the National Institutes of Health (NIH) to the Wuhan Institute of Virology in China for bad coronavirus research, saying it could have been almost a dereliction of our duty for the NIH not to collaborate with Chinese scientists to study how the pathogen may jump from animals to humans. Fauci made the remark in testimony before the House Appropriations Subcommittee on Health and Human Services, with a discussion touching on the as-yet undetermined origin of the CCP virus, the pathogen that causes the disease COVID-19. At issue is the around $600,000 of the sum $3.7 million in overall NIH funding provided to EcoHealth aliens that was channeled to the Wuhan Institute of Virology to research coronaviruses in bats in 2014. Fauci defended collaboration with the Wuhan facility, pointing to an earlier coronavirus outbreak with a confirmed bat origin as justification, Fauci said.
Why do any research in collaboration with our Chinese colleagues? Well, the underlying reason for that is that we had a big scare with SARS-CoV-1 back in 2002, 2003, where that particular virus unquestionably went from a bat to an intermediate host to start an epidemic and a pandemic that resulted in 8,000 cases and close to 800 deaths. It would have been almost a dereliction of our duty if we didn't study this. And the only way you can study these things is you've got to go where the action is.
Next, we're going to talk about Georgia government Kemp bans state agencies from requiring COVID-19 vaccine passports. Georgia government Baron Kemp issued an executive order Tuesday that bans state agencies, state service providers, and state properties from requiring Georgians to prove they have received the COVID-19 vaccine. The Republican governor's prohibition of COVID-19 vaccine passport order also states that a vaccine passport will not be required for entry into the state, and that state immunization record can be shared with any public or private company for the purpose of creating such a program. Kemp said in a statement, "Today's executive order makes clear that vaccine passports will not be utilized in state government. While I continue to urge all Georgians to get vaccinated, so we continue our momentum in putting the COVID-19 pandemic in the review. Vaccination is a personal decision between each citizen and a medical professional, not state government." Then we're going to discuss about Biden defense lifting sanctions against key pipeline for Russian gas. President Joe Biden on Tuesday defended his administration's decision to lift sanctions on the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, which could carry natural gas from Russia to Germany and Europe. The president said that although he opposed the project from the beginning, the pipeline is now nearly finished. To go ahead and impose sanctions now would, I think, be counterproductive in terms of our European relations. They know how strongly I feel, Biden told reporters outside the White House. In late 2019, Congress and the Trump administration sanctioned a number of entities tied to the construction of the $10.5 billion pipeline. The sanctions were part of the National Defense Authorization Act, NDAA, which stated the goal was to minimize the ability of Russia to use Nord Stream 2 as a tool of coercion and political leverage, and to stop Russia from shifting energy exports from Ukraine to other countries. Russia vowed to continue the project at the time. And finally, we're going to talk about 30 Republicans urge Pentagon chief to fight back against left-wing extremism in U.S. military. Representative Matt Rosendale led a group of 30 House Republicans in urging the Pentagon chief to fight back against creeping left-wing extremism in the U.S. military. Rosendale and his GOP colleagues said in their May 25th letter to Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin that they are concerned about the growing trend of left-wing extremism and politicization in our armed forces, while citing several examples in support of their position that the nonpartisan legacy of the U.S. military is now in jeopardy. The lawmakers expressed concern about the firing of a Space Force commander over his remarks that diversity and inclusion training in the military was rooted in critical race theories, which is rooted in Marxism, about West Point training that they said was anti-police and racist, and about the appointment and subsequent reassignment of the first ever chief diversity and inclusion officer in the U.S. Special Operations Command after the surfacing of his first troop of far-left social media posts, including one that compared former President Donald Trump to Hitler. And that's all for today, my friends. What do you think? Let me know below. If you like what you heard, don't forget to share it with at least one of your friends, because everyone deserves to know the truth. Thanks for tuning into the Extendless. I'm Katherine Dang, and see you next time.